Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we have a confession from our brother who wants to talk to us about what his brother has done to their family and it has now turned to haunt all of them one way or the other. This he said, his brother wanted to go for money rituals and at the end of the day used certain things from their family for the sacrifices that he made, which now has become a real problem for the entire family. To understand this whole thing and get to know the truth behind all that he wants to share, let us go and listen to him. And please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video so that others can listen to it.
Hello sir, I would like to share with you what my own biological brother has brought upon us, as a result of his greed and the fact that he wanted quick money in this life. This I am not saying lightly about my own brother, but is the truth of what he is. The whole truth is that we didn't have it when it comes to money. Our father was the only source that we had and he didn't have anything to help push us in life. Our mother died when my younger brother was about 4 years. It has been our father who has been our mother and father throughout these years. And I wouldn't want to change or trade him for anyone as a father. This is because, even though he does not have money, he is rich in wisdom and the kind of lessons he gave us. I was shocked when we got to know the things my brother got himself into. Money cannot buy the king of tolerance and wisdom my father has, and the fact that he tried his best to raise us on a good path is something I will not trade for anything in my life. You see, we all decided to stop schooling and help him on the farm so he can see our younger brother through school. That was something we all came into a collective agreement with. It was never imposed on us by any means. But all that I feel happened was that my brother didn't voice out his disagreement about what we decided to do. That I know because sometimes he would talk about how much he wanted to do this in school and all that. So it was obvious to me that he was not on the same level with us. But he didn't have a choice. At a point, he moved away from our house to stay with a friend of his in our town. And did practically everything with him. But will come home sometimes to be with us and then we return to sleep at his friend's place. That was how we came to accept him being there with his friend. I remember he one day came to my father in the evening and told him that he wanted to go to the city with his friend to find something better to do with his life. My father had in the beginning objected to the idea of him going. But he insisted he would go. This he did regardless. When he traveled at first, he used to call us more often until his calls ceased. The number was never reachable when we tried to call back to find out what was hayward him. You see, one thing about my brother was that, right from when we were young, he used to say that he wanted to make money early so he can escape the hardship that we did find ourselves. This was always his message to us. I never thought that my brother will eventually push for any evil plans for him making money. That was something that never crossed my mind about any of my siblings. According to him, when they were in the city, as he had gone to find work to do, things didn't go as planned and he didn't want to return home to us just the same way he went. Because our father had asked him not to go and he disobeyed his orders. So he felt ashamed to return back home the same way he went. And so he took a decision to stay there and find ways and means to make something for himself before he would return. If my brother knew, he should have taken the decision to come back home. Because this is a loving father, who would have just welcomed him. But he chose a different path and he said he had gone out one evening. And when he was returning home, there were these two guys who had parked a Benz car and one guy was making a call trying to find a direction to a place. So they did ask my brother the location they were looking for. And when he told them he knows the place but it was a bit far, they offered that he join them in the car and then go and show them. He did that and took them to the place they were looking for. And after which the guy who was driving gave him some money and thanked him. When he had given my brother the money he gave him, my brother asked him for his number and told him he wanted to have a discussion with him. This he said he wanted to ask him if he knew of any job offer available in anywhere. This was where his journey into these dark places began. He said that after calling this guy for help in searching for job to do, he then asked my brother to meet him one day. He told him when they met that he can lead him to become his own man just like he is without working for anyone. Because desperation had taken over him, he didn't stop to even think twice about what exactly he was going to do to get the money the guy was talking about. So, when they finally came into one common sense as far as their intentions were, the guy took my brother to this native doctor on a very remote village. He said they drove for over 5 hours before they got to this village. This, he said, you can easily count the number of people who live in this village. He asked the guy where they were, and he told my brother that place where you can get money is not respected and not like that. And all the people that do come on radio and television advertising themselves are all people who do not have anything to offer. You see how easy it was for the guy to introduce my brother to this kind of thing. That is exactly how the devil steals people's destiny, by promising them with things that do not benefit their soul in any way. Someone you just met, and in no matter of time, you begin to introduce him to your secret. This, I believe, is because he himself knows that he has lost it all. And so, when he sees how desperate you are, they will lure you easily into their kind of life. So according to my brother, when the man who is responsible for all the rituals, I mean the native doctor, came, he was someone who looks like he was over 70 years. And so, he tells his children around him some of the things they need to do, so that they will do it for him. And so, my brother was taken to a secret room where there were idols scattered around the room. So, he was made to pick up a knife and stretched it towards the idols, and made an oath to keep anything that would be asked of him. And after which he kissed one of the idols. He left the room and was asked what was the most valuable thing that he thinks he do have, and he said he has nothing that he knows is valuable in his life. But before he was asked about what he has which is valuable, he said, after he had finished with the room and came out, the man told him that, once they have started the process, there was no turning back. So, when the man asked him of that, and he said he has nothing valuable, he then asked him to go and search for human bones from the cemetery and again try and bring the head of a dead lizard and also that of a snake. But first thing first, he needed to get the bone of a dead person, which he was given a specific location to get it. He was told to return to where he comes from and pick a bone from that soil. So it meant that my brother was to return to our hometown and then go to the cemetery and dig up some of the buried remains of the dead. Which, according to him, by the help of his friends, they organized people from our town and they helped him dig one grave and took out the bones, which they took back to this native doctor. So when he finally got the other items, they took them also to the man who made the rituals for him. Now, the most shocking aspect of this whole thing was that my brother was asked to sleep at the cemetery for 2 good weeks, and that was where he was eating. Apparently, he said by the help of his friends, they had come with him to rent a hotel room in the next town and they were staying there. So when it is night, my brother comes here and sleep on one of the tombs in the cemetery. This he did for 2 good weeks before they left for the city. When everything was done for him and he was given a box which had that bone he had taken from the cemetery in it. This he was to put under his bed, where no one will see. So on the day of the week that he was born, he needed to open that box every 2 weeks' time. And when he opens it, money will be in it for his consumption. So since he was living with someone in the city, these guys asked him to come and be in the house where they were, and gave him one room to himself where he can go through with the things he was supposed to do. He began to make money and started getting himself expensive things. He even bought similar car to that of his friend. And he started to build for himself a house in the city. All this while, none of us knew of the money he had been making and enjoying in the city. One significant thing was that, at the end of every 6 months, he was supposed to return to the place where he went for the bone and offer sacrifice at 12 midnight. This, if he fails to do, will bring a lot of suffering and pressure on him. But my brother was not lucky, or if it was the will of the universe, I don't know. There was this funeral in our hometown, and since the deceased was a royal, no one was allowed to go anywhere near any cemetery in the area. So there were youth who were sent to guard the 2 cemeteries we have in our hometown. And it was that same day he was supposed to offer his sacrifice at the cemetery. And because of the ban on anyone going to the cemetery for that whole week, he couldn't go through with the sacrifice he was supposed to. So that same evening, he said, he was there with his friends when he felt there was someone sitting right next to him asking him to return his bone to him or else he would deal with him. At first he said he thought maybe one of his friends made that statement. So he asked them what he said, and they said they didn't utter any word. And before he said he would say anything, he felt like someone had slapped him and he fell. His friends saw him fall and rushed to him. They rushed him into his room and asked him what happened. He told them what he saw and felt happened to him. So they rushed him to the man whom they had gone to for the money. The man told them that, because he had not done what he was supposed to do on that day, there was something changed in the realms which went against him. And if he will be able to avert the impending danger, he will have to offer blood to appease the spirit of the person he took the bone from. And some other things that he talked about. They said they were ready to offer the blood because they felt they could do something to lure some girls and get their blood for it. But then the man told them that, my brother needed to this time offer a relative as the sacrifice, before he can have his freedom. How was it going to be possible? Who was he going to sacrifice? Because this task was very difficult for him to go through with, he wasted so many time on it, which resulted in him losing it on the mind. His friends brought him home when his issues was becoming critical. But the time they brought him, he wasn't gone completely. He could talk to you perfectly and answers questions. So it was this period that my father's pastor, who is the leader of the Brotherhood Church, they wear this red gown and walk barefoot to church. As for me, it is because of their barefoot they use that I am not a member of the church. It was this pastor who revealed to us that our brother had gone somewhere to search for money, which led to him telling us all that he said to us. But the man said that, if he tried to save my brother, one of us will have to be buried because that is what owes in the realms. And so, if anything, he brought the mess and he will have to go through with it. My father told the pastor to go through with whatever he has to do for my brother to be well. And if it means, he the father will have to go for his son to be well, he was willing to go through with that. But the man told my father that, whoever the ritual or direction will take, he does not know. Because it can take any one of us and leave even my father. And was he prepared as a father to see his innocent child go just like that? That pushed my father aback, which resulted to him delaying in whatever we needed to do. So I think 2 weeks after they brought my brother home, he went completely insane. This is the most difficult thing for me to live with. Knowing that, most of the people in this town knows that he went for money rituals and became insane. And also to live knowing that this is your reality is something that always makes me feel sad. And that is why I felt like to tell it to you. Someone who is out there thinking he or she will also go through with these things, please know that, at the end of the day, you will miss something and that will be your end. I know the difficulties are real, because I am going through it. But knowing that, there is light at the end of the tunnel is what keeps me going. I hope this our story has some positive impact on your lives. Thank you and stay in the blessings of the Lord.
Thank you. Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Indeed, I believe this story of this our brother will serve as an eye-opener for some of us, who when we get into situations, we always seek for quick and short-term solutions. Maybe, if he had waited for a little while, maybe his help would have come in a very good way which wouldn't have needed any sacrifice of family members. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. Just like we always do in this house, please let us also hear from you, our beautiful family members. Let's listen to your views and concerns and comments in the comment section. Yes, just as we are here to share with ourselves what is going on out there, we do bring these conversations with you, our family members, to help their innocent brothers and sisters to realize what is happening out there, that they do not have any idea about, so that they can make their own decisions going forward in their day-to-day activities. Because the way the system has been, if you don't take care, someone will pretend to be the savior that you need in times of needs and troubles. But then, they themselves will at the end of the day put you in a place where you so much have no idea in the first place. Be wise, my brothers and sisters. Because like he said in the beginning of his conversation with us, nothing in this world is for free. We shouldn't be deceived by this flashy lifestyle of the people that we see as a sign of them being chosen by our Maker. I just hope that we honestly take the important lessons from these stories to better our lives and decisions. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.